Good day, beautiful people. Tell me, what comes to your mind when you think of the word Russia? Cold, right? Many people think that Russia means everlasting winter.
Hey, hey,
Какой тебе нравится?
Хорошие девчата, заветные подруги, приветливые лица, огоньки, веселый глаз. Лишь мы затянем песню, как все скворцы в округе, голосами своими поддерживают нас. Лишь мы затянем песню, как все скворцы в округе, голосами своими поддерживают нас. То поднимаясь в гору, то опускаясь круто, лежит дорога наша, и не видно ей конца. И вам всегда помогут в нелегкую минуту наши верные руки и девичьи сердца. И вам всегда помогут в нелегкую минуту наши верные руки и девичьи сердца.
Come on, guys. Russia is the largest country in the world. Due to its huge size, Russia has almost all the possible climate zones. This place, for example, is Sochi. Being a part of the Caucasian Riviera, it is one of the few places in Russia with a subtropical climate, with warm to hot summers and mild to cool winters. The climate in Russia differs from one part to another, from Arctic in the north to subtropical in the areas of Transcaucasia and desert zones of Central Asia. However, most of the country has a continental climate with long cold winters and brief warm to hot summers. There is a wide range of summer and winter temperatures and relatively low precipitation, and it usually comes in snow. Russia is lucky to have a type of climate where 4 seasons prevail, as well as versatile and changeable weather. Yes, the Russians get to enjoy a winter wonderland, the youthful springtime, show off their legs in the summer, and wander around in the romantic autumn leaves. The European plain is exposed to mild weather, while areas like Siberia have extreme climates with brutally cold winter and short warm summer. Yakutia is the coldest place in Russia, where temperatures in January can get to minus 50 degrees Celsius. The lowest temperature ever recorded in an inhabited region was minus 71 degrees in the Siberian village of Oymyakon in 1974. Rich and variable in its scenery and vegetation, Russia has steppes in the south, plains and forests in the central regions, tundra taiga in the north, highlands and deserts in the east. Russia is rich in mineral resources such as coal, natural gas, iron ore, copper, zinc, lead, and others. These resources obviously determine the development of our economy. The Volga River is the longest river in Europe. The world's deepest lake, the Baikal, is famous for its clarity, and the fascinating northern lights are the biggest attraction of the city of Murmansk. White nights of St. Petersburg in June and the beautiful yellow September in Moscow are the hallmarks of Russia. The question remains, how do we survive the Russian winter? Being a summer baby, as much as I adore summer, the winter does have its benefits. Great for the skin. I mean, it keeps you young, reduces inflammation and puffiness, and keeps your pores unclogged. Basically, you can be forever young in Russia. a known bizarre fact that Russians like to eat ice cream in the cold. And that is because we have the best, literally the best ice cream in the world. Forget about vanilla, we have plombier. And the best plombier can be found in the Gulm department store on Red Square. Lines here have been forming since the Soviet times. Salivating customers are waiting to try the pistachio, currant, plombier, creme brulee, and all sorts of flavors. Among the very famous lovers of this ice cream are Sir Elton John and Lady Patricia Nixon. You have to try plombier, you will never forget. This is literally the taste of my childhood. So good. If you think for us, the Russians, Chanel is a luxury, you know nothing about the Russians. For us, the Muscovites, the sun is a luxury. After the everlasting winter, the Muscovites welcome springtime with a celebration called Maslenitsa, which means saying goodbye to the cold, long winter and hello to the, oh my God, long-awaited spring. Maslenitsa, or Butter Lady, is one of the oldest holidays which is still celebrated in Russia. It is an Eastern Slavic traditional holiday which takes place annually during the week before the Great Lent. This festivity carries its roots and rituals from the pre-Christian Slavic mythology, but has found its way to become part of religious traditions because the main meaning of Maslenitsa is not just enjoying tasty food, social activities, fun, and music. Maslenitsa is a festivity, the main point of which is to connect people, make up and let go of past resentments before the beginning of the Great Lent, the source of spiritual penance. The time of Maslenitsa is always different and depends on the celebration of the Easter. The winter is still battling for its existence, but spring has already stepped into its power. If you only knew how the Russian heart longs for the springtime because the winter is just so long. Orthodox Christians will soon start fasting, and eggs, milk, meat, and cheese products will be prohibited for those who are religious. Dancing, social gatherings, tasting blinis, sleigh rides, and even the burning of the Butter Lady effigy are some of the magical traditions which take place during the week of Maslenitsa. Maslenitsa is a religious or even folk holiday that the Russians celebrate before the beginning of the Great Lent. Also, today is Forgiveness Sunday. Excuse me. This is still the place where grandfather Lenin lies. I wonder if they're ever gonna bury him. Who knows?
Хорошие девчата, заветные подруги, приветливые лица, огоньки, веселый глаз. Лишь мы затянем песню, как все скворцы в округе, голосами своими поддерживают нас.
Maslenitsa is also called Butter Week, which means that the Russian eat Russian blinis, which can definitely compete with the French crepes. They come with all sorts of toppings, from condensed milk to caviar. No, the line is too long. I can't do it. Snowball fights, sleigh rides, sometimes even fist fights are still as relevant today as they were in the 16th century. We Russians are very, very dedicated to our traditions.
The Maslenitsa ends with Forgiveness Sunday, which is a day when all family and friends ask each other for forgiveness to start the Lent on a clean slate. But even those who are not religious often participate in this procedure. As a closing of the Maslenitsa, people burn the Lady of Maslenitsa, an effigy, out of straw. It is an old custom to dress the doll in female clothing with ribbons and flowers and make sacred wishes during the decorating process. The scarecrow symbolizes a cold, angry, stinging winter, pictured as an unhappy, angry old woman who should be kicked away. In the olden days, people would burn their old clothes and get rid of the things and feelings that didn't serve them anymore. This symbolizes the revival of something new through mortality of the old. Oh, those Russians.
It really seems the winter is not even close to an end. Today is Forgiveness Sunday, so I am saying to you, forgive me, and you're supposed to say, God will forgive. Прости меня, Бог простит. Next time on National Treasure, we will be learning a little Russian, as usual, from Russia with Love.